What's going on, Guardians? TBL here, coming back at you guys with some more of that crispy Destiny 1 PvP. As you guys know, I've been playing a lot of D1 lately because I'm just really enjoying kind of the environment that we had back in Destiny 1, whether it's running strikes or even patrol missions, or if it's just running PvP, because PvP is fun. I'm enjoying Destiny 1 PvP a lot more than I'm enjoying Destiny 2 PvP. As a matter of fact, even with some of the spookiness and the glitches going on, we're here playing on this old burning shrine. This is a map that was actually brought back to Destiny 2 very recently, and it's one of the good things about D2 that I'm more than willing to sing the praises of. They brought it back, and it's actually pretty good in D2. It's called the Burnout, and I might even say it's probably superior to the Destiny 1 burning shrine, mainly because it's taking place in the Vex Dark Future, so it doesn't have that gigantic solar object, that sun in the background if you happen to get beach spawn that just blinds anybody who's looking outside. Definitely a great map in D2. Would love to see more D1 maps return like Twilight Gap and Exodus Blue. They just need to get that PvP in order, because look at this. Take a look at this. I am able to just take people out with the quickness there. You can't 1v2 people like that on the regular in Destiny 2. Being able to just get a crispy 3-tap with a hand cannon, or an even crispier but rarer 2-tap with something like Hawkmoon or one of the Luck in the Chamber high-impact hand cannons. It just feels super good. I love being back on this game. And I happen to think that's a good thing, because Destiny 1 certainly has a lot to offer. If you guys haven't seen it yet, my latest video was kind of a retrospective on Destiny 2 PvP, and kind of some of the things it could learn from its predecessor right here in Destiny 1. And certainly, we got a lot of really great engagement on that video. A lot of you guys feel the same. A lot of you guys have your own ideas for how exactly PvP could improve in Destiny 2. And I was super happy to see that kind of conversation go through. Especially because you guys like saying D1, which means I get to play more D1 and make more D1 videos. I got no problem with that. But even with all the positivity in that video, I did still get a couple of complaints, and this is certainly something that I've heard for a little bit now. Oh, TBL, you're too harsh on Destiny 2. You're too negative on Destiny 2. And, well, yeah, I'll certainly agree. I am very harsh on Bungie and very negative on Destiny 2. But I like to think that I like to think that your boy TBL is fair and balanced. Can I get a hashtag fair and balanced criticism, or just hashtag fair and balanced out there in the comment section? Because I certainly like to think that I'm mostly fair when it comes to criticism on Destiny 2. I don't like to mindlessly hate on the game. Whenever I've got a bit of criticism for it, I like to make it constructive and give my opinions for how it could change, how it can improve, and certainly what I like in the game. Because I don't want anybody to get the idea that I hate Destiny or Destiny 2. I absolutely love this franchise, and I even like Destiny 2. That's kind of what makes it kind of painful for me, because I know it could be better. I know what this franchise is capable of, and I want it being Destiny 2, to be as good as it can be. That's why we're here. That's why I make content for it. That's why all of you show up and talk about it and engage with it. We're all fans here, and you know, sometimes I get called a fair weather fan, and I would argue in a business model like this, where a video game is supposed to be enjoyed, everyone should be a fair weather fan. I mean, what a shocker. You like things when it's good, and you don't like it when it's bad. And I would very much argue that all of us do want Destiny to be as absolutely good as it can be. And that leads me to the point of today's video. Certainly a lot of people do have issues with the way Destiny 2 is panning out right now, but they've got some updates on the horizon that are starting to look pretty darn good. But while those updates are promising to make a lot of changes, for a lot of people, it may not seem like it's enough. So I wanted to put this video out there and give you guys a question. What would it take, if you're somebody who's walked away from Destiny 2, what changes specifically would you like to see to both PvE and PvP that would bring you back to this franchise? This is actually a question I asked my buddy BlackVox the other day, you know, just to hammer down what specific changes he would like to see. If he could have his perfect world of Destiny 2, look at that throwing knife kill right in your dome. I mean, I still got shoulder charge, but good trade. But what specific changes he would like to see? What changes would bring him back? And I wanted to get that from you guys. And of course, you know, being fair here, I'll give you guys an example of what I would like to see personally in my perfect world of patch updates coming to both PvP and PvE. You guys can leave your answers down in the comment section below. Alright, so starting off with PvP, this is actually going to be a shorter section because I've talked plenty about this, even in the previous video. I think some of the changes that Bungie's making are already going to be answering a lot of my concerns. We're going to be moving faster, getting our cooldowns faster. In particular, supers are going to be coming back way faster than they were before. They're going to be making a massive change to the way those cool down. I think we're getting our supers back like 1 minute and 40 seconds faster than normal, or something along those lines, and that's fantastic. I love that we're going to be getting those abilities back. Also, rest in peace to that poor Warlock. He did not deserve the spawn kill there, but he got it anyways. So all of that stuff is good. You guys already know I would like to see stronger primary play. I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest changes that's going to have to happen if I'm really going to come back and play a whole lot of Destiny 2 PvP. Now, of course, I'm going to give patch 1.1.4 its fair shot before I make any sort of criticism on it, but I do believe primary damage could be upped a little bit more than what they're proposing in their patch notes. We'll have to see. But beyond that, I really want to see a return to glory for stuff like shotguns, fusions, and sniper rifles. Right now, those are just not doing too well in the competition against rocket launchers. And even though they're changing the way power works, so people drop it more often, and rockets will have less ammo, and swords will have less ammo, I still don't think it's going to be enough to pull people away. I mean, if you have to choose between a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher, or a sniper rifle and like the colony, you're probably not going to choose the shotgun, or especially the fusion rifle. And so, while a lot of people have been asking for a change to the weapon system, maybe adding a 4th weapon slot or bringing back the primary, secondary, heavy system, I think that'd be cool. I don't have any hope for that happening. That's not the kind of thing that's going to happen anywhere outside of like a major expansion. So my hopes for that are pretty far off. So right now, alongside the faster cooldowns, the faster movement that they've already promised, which is all good stuff, I really want to see greater primary damage for better primary play. That, my friends, is really going to be the killer queen for me. If Bungie can manage to pull that off, either incrementally by slowly bumping up the time to kill across the board, or in a much more unlikely fashion by saying, screw it, let's just drop down kill times and deal with things later and bump things back up from there. I think that would do a lot of work towards bringing me back to being a more regular Crucible player. But there we go, that's PvP. Not a lot to talk about there. For PvE, they're actually already on the road to making some of the changes that I really want to see. So, in PvE, it's all about the grind. What you're chasing and how fun it is for you to chase that thing. Right now, we're missing both of those options in Destiny 2. There's not really a lot to chase down, and the chase for it, the grind itself, isn't usually very fun. Bungie's already taken a bunch of steps to address this. You can take a look at the raid. They added a bunch of things to the raid that you actually want to get your hands on with the mod systems, and of course the new ghost that ups your drop rates everywhere and stuff like that. And they made it more fun to play, again via that mod system that makes you more powerful when you're in that sort of encounter. This can also be seen in the Nightfall system, what with the Prestige Nightfalls and being able to select your own modifiers. The upcoming Nightfall rewards, which aren't in the game now, I think they're still slated for the March 1.1.4 update in like a week or two. Hopefully they can keep up with that deadline. If not, that'll probably get pushed back to May. But that's more of what I want. Strike and like activity specific loot, stuff you can only get from running heroic strikes, only get from running nightfalls, only get from running trials, or normal PvP, or the raid lairs. Shoot, gear that's like exclusive to lost sectors. I want more of that kind of stuff to come back to the game. Those things that kept you coming back, just trying to grind over and over and over again to get the loot that's just eluding you for a little bit further. Adding that stuff back to the game, a reason to go into heroic strikes, is definitely a great step forward. I'm glad they're adding it for Nightfalls. I want them to go ham with this and like give every single bit of activity in this game. I want gear that you can only get from public events. Just some kind of incentive to run content, and a little bit of a trophy to show off to say, yeah man, I got this from running a bunch of public events in the EDZ or on Mars whenever the next DLC comes out. That's the kind of thing players of Destiny, these players who love looter shooters, the kind of thing we absolutely adore. I mean, think about how crazy things got when the Grasp of Malak was finally released. People were running Omnigul for days on end, despite the fact that everybody hated Omnigul back in those days. And that's the kind of thing players are willing to put themselves through. In addition to that, better rewards make those game modes more fun. add those modifiers back to the Heroic Strike playlist. I still can't believe they launched Heroic Strikes without them. Add modifiers back to the normal Nightfall. Do what you did with the Raid, where they introduced these kind of pseudo modifiers in the form of raid mods that make you more powerful in those activities, and add other challenges and make it more fun to play. If you haven't gone back and played Leviathan with the new mod system, it's super duper fun now with all the changes and power-ups you have that are specific to that game mode. More of that stuff is definitely in line with the kind of thing I want to see coming to PvE moving forward. And then finally, of course, randomized roles. That's something that's there to help elongate the grind. Now, I've got another longer, more in-depth video coming out, talking specifically about random roles, the pros to them and the cons to them in a game like Destiny. But put very simply, random roles, at least in some capacity, they kept you playing the game, trying to get that perfect Ias Luna, trying to get that perfect Imago loop. And that has there's a lot of utility for that in a game like Destiny. Do I think random roles should come back in the exact same way? No. And again, like I said, I'll explain that in a later video. But that's something else that's there to help elongate the grind, keep you coming back every single day, trying to get that perfect hopscotch pilgrim from the Heroic Strike game mode. That's the kind of allure that's definitely missing in Destiny 2 right now. So, to put it overall, in PvE, I want to see more things for me to grind for, more rewards, more specific things that you can only get from certain activities that incentivize and reward hardcore play in those activities. And of course, I want those activities to be a little bit more fun. Of course, the base game of Destiny, the core skeleton of the gameplay loop is fun. It's a fun to play game. But that doesn't mean they can't still toss you a bone with that old space magic to just crank things up a bit and let you have your power fantasy in certain PvE modes. Again, I think what they've done with the Raid is definitely a model they should utilize moving forward. And of course, we know that we're going to be getting new modifiers and whatnot coming back to certain activities and different mods that are going to make you more powerful in different game areas. Can't wait to see what all that's going to be. But alright Guardians, those are my thoughts for really what I would like to see change the most, the core things that would really bring me back to Destiny 2 every day. I think I pretty much covered mostly everything that I would want, and I would love to see what you Guardians would consider to be your must-haves if you were to ever come back seriously to Destiny 2. Because I think we all kind of want to play this game as much as we did the predecessor. So, I can't wait to see your thoughts down in the comments section below. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all of the latest Destiny and Destiny 2 news and videos that are going to be coming out here. And of course, remember to give me that hashtag fair and balanced with your criticism and ideas down in the comment section below. But I'm out for now. Once again, thanks so much for watching. And as always, I am TheBlackLink. You Guardians, stay frosty.